The next step is pretty easy. We want to create a new file, therefore we simply click on Add a New Company, and then we are able to create the name of that new company. So we will call this Allegroupe Demo, and we will call this project 2011-2012 New Business, and we will decide on a response date of December 1st and an effective date of December 1st as well. Once this is done, we simply click on OK, and the system will simply open a new screen of information so that you are able to create your new customer. Allegroupe Sales CRM will pick up from the presentation that you saw of the Allegroupe General CRM, where we actually went in to fill all the information about the Allegroupe demo information. So obviously, if you want to review that portion, you simply go to the presentation of the CRM General, and you will be able to review all those information. So for one, we created the company profile by filling in all the information that were here. We also went into the division classes to see that we are able to manage as many divisions, as many classes as we need to. We then decided to have a 50% contribution on the employer with a optimized contribution for. Then we decided to have an employee contribution of 50% of the premium in an optimized manner. After that, we looked into the claim history. We put in all the information about claims history of that specific employer, and then we went into the rating history and easily created all the information related to that. The next step for us was to actually create the employee list, and then we also went into the creation of the contract or the information that will be submitted to the insurance company. Now, being specific with the sales tools, what we need to do is fill in the additional information that needs to be sent to the insurance company. So this is where we will use an additional questionnaire where the system will allow us to create and inform the insurance company that will be doing a quote for us about the additional information that are very important for them to know in order to be able to properly underwrite your risk. So all we need to do now is fill in the blanks. So one of the questions was, who's the current carrier, since when is the next renewal? So we just fill those in. And then we come here to an additional questionnaire, which this questionnaire here is a Word-based document that we created to assist you in making sure that you ask all the proper questions to your client. Obviously, some of those questions might not be relevant to some of your cases, so depending on the size of your client, you might decide that some of those questions are not relevant, and therefore, since this is a Word document or similar to a Word document, you simply go in and delete whatever portion of that information is not useful, and you decide to create any additional information that you would wish to do and enter into this. Now, should you prefer to have your own list of questionnaire that would be added and sent to the insurance company, then that's pretty easy to do. All you need to do is go into the predefined documents, and then you simply go in and create your own RFP information as I do right now. Then once you have created those documents, you will be able to simply save and keep that document for future use. So these will become your predefined document, and all you need to do to apply it to wherever you are, you simply click on copy to, and this document will now be replacing the existing one. So therefore, you are now in a position to fill in all the information, all the additional information that are required to be sent to the insurance company for proper underwriting. So we already saw how to fill in all the information about the 8 general benefits. We also saw how to create the chiropractor services and limits for the various professional services. Obviously, we could do the same with the other charges or the hospital charges as easily as what we just did. So once this is done, once we have the list of all the employees entered, the step is simply to show what the request for proposal that will be sent to the insurance company will look like. So all we need to do is we click on the printer, and with the printer information, the system will now provide us with all the needed information to be sent to the insurance company. So therefore, this is a copy of your request for proposal. Again, your logo will appear on top right here. You will have the information about your corporation. So this is you as the client. And then we will put in the rest of the information, such as information on the transmission, information about the client, the main activities where we did put in some notes. We then had the carrier being Great West, the current carrier, since when and what is the next renewal. And then we had some notes, additional notes that we used as the default value. But again, we simply filled in those information for you into the system. Then from there, we will start filling in all the rest of the information, such as the description of division and classes, the life coverages, so we see all the details about the life coverages, and then we go on and on and on for each of the benefits. Then we get into the paramedics, so we are here able to see that we've got a maximum of $500 per year, a maximum of $35 per visit. This is for the group, and this is by individual. We've got an 80% coinsurance, and this is part of the health specialist. We continue our request for proposal that will be sent to the insurance company with the rating history, and then we go to the next step. We get the claim history, including our graphic representation of the evolution of the claims history, and then we get the list of the employees. You will notice that due to confidentiality, we have made sure to replace the name of the employee by a number so that obviously once we are in the process of simply underwriting or requesting a proposal, we might not need to provide the insurance company with the names of the employees. So therefore, the system will take care of hiding the name and replacing it by a number. Furthermore, of course, you'll have all the other information that are required for the underwriting activities, and the system will keep track of all of those. Then we get to the last page of our request for proposal where we could have had information about the disabled employee. And then, of course, we've got the employer contribution where we've got a 50% premium contribution from the employer with an optimized contribution, which means that the money that will be provided by the employers will be used in the best fashion to ensure that the tax impact will be as minimal as possible. Step is quite easy. What we need to do is send the request for proposal to the various carriers of our choice. Therefore, all we need to do is click on this copy creation button and then select from our list of favorite underwriters who we want to send this to. So it's pretty easy. We double click simply on each of the choices that we want. We say OK, and the system will automatically create the copies for these insurance companies. And therefore, once this is done, we will simply send it to them based, again, on the fact that our CRM already contained all the facilities for the expedition of that email to the insurance company. So as you saw, I simply click on send this email to Richard Siddwa, and then the system here tells us that this was sent at 2:32 p.m. on the 28th of November 2011. So from there on, of course, the insurance company will be getting your request for proposal, and they will respond by sending you back a quote for this Allegroupe demo. When you get that quote, you simply go to the next item on your list, which is project analysis. And there, you simply create a new project, and with the new project, you simply fill in the name of that analysis. So we'll call this demo 2011-2012, and from there, we are able to decide which are the ones that we'd like to print when we actually do the analysis comparison. And once this is done again, we will simply say, okay, we just got the information from Industrial Alliance. We simply click on open that Industrial Alliance quote. We go back into the simplified input, and we simply take care of changing all the deviation based on the actual document that we got in from Industrial Alliance. So therefore, if they provided us with one-time salary, we simply go in and put in a one-time salary. If the maximum without evidence was $250,000, we simply go in and change that. Same thing with the reduction formula. Should we prefer to have, or should the insurer prefer to provide us a 50% at 50 years old, and then we have a rate of 23.5 cents. Then we could go into the dependent life and throw in whatever quote we got from them, and then do the same thing with the ADD. Obviously, the ADD, I would normally change it to be equivalent to what we just created on top, and to do so, it's pretty easy. Again, we just fill in the blanks and change whatever are the elements of deviation that are appropriate. We get into the extended healthcare. We're going to throw in a rate of $50, 75, 75, and 100. And then for the additional health cost for the professionals, we will simply go in and make the proper changes because the industrial gave us $600 per year instead of 5, so we simply throw in 600. We have no limitation per visit, so we're just going to remove that $35 per visit limitation, and we go into the association, and they decided not to give us this, not that one, but they provided us with these 3 additional services that we simply add to our professional list of paramedics. And once this is done, of course, we have just updated the information for this particular carrier. We need to do the same thing with the other 2 carriers. So we simply go, let's say, to the demo MDI, and we simply go in and create the additional information there. Obviously, to make this quick, we're simply going to throw in additional rates so that the system will be able to give us some rates. But we understand easily that it would have been an easy process to go in and make all the changes as we just did with the Industrial Alliance. So as we can see, we just fill in all the information for this last carrier, and then we simply go back to our control panel here of those analysis management, and there's only one step to do now is click on the one-touch operation. This one-touch operation will simply call the automatic process of the Allegroupe system to actually go on and do all the proper calculation in order to provide us with the 3 important reports that we are requesting the system to do for us. So the first thing the system is going to do is it's going to go through each of the plans, each of the insurance company plan, and verify the content of that plan, each of the benefits. Then it will open each of the employees to ensure that we make proper calculation for each of the employees. And then finally, we'll add up all these numbers and put in a comparative analysis that will show us side by side all the information from one plan to the other. And obviously, we will now see all 3 of them because we've selected to print those 3 plans. Obviously, we see here that we selected simply a proposed plan with 2 copies with the different carriers, but this could have been a current plan compared to the renewal plan with the same company, and then a comparative analysis with a couple of additional companies that we invited to the quoting of that specific case. As we are now able to see, we've got an estimated premium of $446, $307, and $397 for each of those 3 quotes that we requested. Now, the next step, we will ask the system to do us a comparative analysis. The comparative analysis will be based on the complete analysis selection that we've made here. This selection will obviously be, you will have an option here of selecting 4 different formats of printout. The complete analysis, the summary analysis, the simple analysis, or the complete including the services. The one that we will be looking at will be the complete including services. However, we could have had a single liner, a couple of lines, or all the information except for the services. So now let's look at the comparative analysis report and see how this works out for us. So obviously what happens is that we will now put all the information in a format so that you are able to show the information to your client. Again, your logo on top, the name of your company is right here, your name as well as the underwriter from your company is going to be right there. We've got the information about the division and class. In this case, we've got a single division, single class. Then we've got the list of the analyzed proposal. As I said, this could have been anything that you have needed to compare. And then we look at the actual result of the life portion, for example, with the proposed plan, the Industrial Alliance, and the MDI demo. We notice that, of course, we've got 2 times salary for both the proposed plan and the MDI demo, but Industrial Alliance is 1 time salary. We see the same thing with the ADD, and we are able to see if there are other differences with the other benefit as we go on and on and on. Obviously, when we get into the paramedics, we are able to see that, for example, the chiropractor is covered under the Industrial Alliance, but not under the other 2 plans. Furthermore, we are able to see that we've got a $600 per year maximum with Industrial Alliance, while the other guys are providing us with a $500 per year with a maximum of $35 per visit. So obviously, the system took care of making a side-by-side comparative analysis for you, showing you what are the differences between the various plans. Then we get into the rate comparative analysis so that we get all the information related to the rating. So for instance, here in the life portion, we know that we've got a rate of 32 cents per thousand. We've got a volume of 549,000. That gives us a premium of $175. We go into Industrial Alliance and we see that the actual volume is 350,000 with a rate of 23 cents, which gives us like $82 rate or premium. And then we get to the MDI demo carrier and we get again a different volume than the Industrial Alliance, and we've got a rate of 25.6 cents that gives us $140. So obviously here you've got all the tools to compare the information, the benefit information as well as the rates, and then at the bottom we get the 100% of the premium, which is $446 plus tax. That gives us $482 compared to Industrial Alliance, which is 68% of the premium, and the MDI demo is 89% of that same premium. Again, you will probably sell your client what is most efficient for him based on both the coverages as well as the premium, because we already know that, for example, the Industrial Alliance has less coverage as far as life insurance and ADD as the other ones because of the fact that they offer only 1 time salary instead of 2 times salary. Should you decide that you'd like to have a summary report, so instead of having 8 pages, we simply will ask the system to redo this analysis so that we have a single liner report, and we'll go from 8 pages to probably 6 or 5. So again, same process as before. We simply go in and ask for the report, and then the system will provide us with that information right there and then. And we see now that we went from an 8-pager to a 5-pager, where we've got a single page to define all the information about the benefits. So we will have the benefit coverage details on a single pager, and then we'll continue to have all the data as far as the financial information is concerned, easily accessible for you. Once this is taken care of, the next step is to say, okay, what would the Industrial Alliance billing look like? Well, pretty easy. Click on the Industrial Alliance and bang, here is your billing report showing you what would be the cost for each of the employees for each of the benefit. Again, take notice that we have a dynamic insertion of the various benefits. So therefore, we had only 6 benefits with this contract or this proposal. So therefore, we have only 6 columns to be filled or shown on this report for the billing of that specific insurance company and for that specific group. On page number 2, we'll have the resume of all that information for each of the group and benefits and services and rates and premium and volume. The second report that we could get, or the third report as a matter of fact, is the pay period report, where we will see that the employers and the employees are sharing a 50-50 contribution. So obviously here for Claude Denis, we've got a $22.95 premium, which is split between the two at $11.47 apiece. We see here that we've got taxable benefit, provincial, for example, this is a Quebec resident, so we've got provincial health care with a taxable benefit of $11.48. But when we look into the deductible section, we see that now we've got a $18.87 deduction. Therefore, the employee with this kind of information will be in a position to request a reduction in his income tax report for the extra dollars. The same thing with the federal, we get a $7.39 deduction for the federal deduction report. And then the last page, we get a total of that information for you. So as you can see, the sales tools or the sales CRM makes your life so much easier. All you did was create the request for proposal, send it to the carrier using the integrated email system with the Assurance Allegroupe, and then we simply got the answers back. We went into each of the program, each of the plan, made the changes, put in the rates, and then with a single one-touch operation, we actually got the system to generate all the comparative analysis, the monthly billing, and the by pay period report as well. So the next step, what we want to do is we want to capitalize on the work that we've just done to convert this information into a contract. Pretty easy to do. All we need to do is select the company and then select either the industrial plan or the MDI demo. Once we've done that, we simply click on the Convert Project into Contract button. We select the proposed plan. We give it a policy number of Demo 007. The issue date is going to become, let's say, November 1st. The system by default will give you a 12 months extension period, but you could decide to change that for 15 or 17 or 18 months if you wanted to. And then the next step, we simply decide who are the people that will have access to those files. So obviously, if you've got a small operation, it could be only one or two names. But if you're into a major operation, you might like to give access to specific people, and therefore the system will allow you to do so. Once this is taken care of, the system will simply take all the information from your sales and convert that into an admin contract so that you will now be able to do all the admin day-to-day operation, as well as you could turn this into a billing opportunity so that you could start doing billing for that specific Allegroupe demo client. This is how easy it is. So now if you go and view the demo of the Allegroupe CRM admin, you will be able to see that we keep track of the Allegroupe demo and we continue doing all the day-to-day operation from that same file, never having to re-enter any piece of information again. Now to move to the admin functionality, all we need to do is use the change of role option and then decide that we want to go into the CRM admin activity. We simply click on CRM activity and then the system will automatically bring you into another CRM which is dedicated to the administration activity, and then you will find again all the information related to the Allegroupe Demo Corporation